Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's topic, we're going to be discussing the Valentino Cage Rockstud ballerina flat shoes. I have two pairs of shoes from this brand and I'm going to go ahead and share it with you guys. I have these two pairs. I absolutely love them. Now let me talk about these shoes. First things first, these shoes are $975. And when I tell you that they are absolutely beautiful with every single outfit I have paired these shoes with, I feel use the cost per wear on these shoes. If I can calculate the amount of times I've worn these shoes and divide it by the cost, these shoes were probably worth, in my books, maybe like 50 bucks because I wear them so much. I have had this pair of black shoes for a couple of years now. This is not a patent leather, it's just the actual leather. It's the size 8 and I have already fixed the bottom and I have also fixed the tips from these shoes here. But I wear them so much, as you can see, look how the sole is. I've worn them to death. I just absolutely love these shoes. They're not the easiest shoes to strap on in the morning if you're in a hurry, but just wake up a few minutes early, you'll be fine. The size range that I am in shoes is sometimes a 7, a 7.5, or an 8. I'm always a 7.5 is usually my true size. Now in designer brands, it looks like I am an 8 to an 8.5. However, you should always go to the store and try them on if you haven't done so, because you will make the mistake of buying your actual size, and then when you get it, it might fit at the time, but when you use it, you're going to find out that you should have sized half a size up. And with me, with these shoes here, I purchased them and that's what happened to me. I literally bought the 8 because I read the reviews and it said leather, the black leather stretches, so just get your true size. So since I'm a 7.5, I went ahead and half a size up to an 8. That was my logical thinking. However, when I got them and I wore them and everything, they were fine. But after a few hours of walking, my toes were screaming bloody murder. They hurt so bad along the edges here. Poor two pinkies at the end of my foot were screaming. By the time the day was over, I wanted to just take these shoes off and let my feet relax. So if you are an 7.5 to 8 like me, I would size up in this shoe, even though it's leather, and to an 8.5, because be hurting so bad along the edges here until the leather stretches. And let me tell you, it took a long time for these shoes to stretch in that area. And even when they stretch, every once in a while, they will hurt, but they don't hurt as badly as they first did. I highly suggest you all size up a whole size. I'm a true 7.5 and I got an 8, but I should have really got an 8.5 in these. That way my feet had some wiggle room when they do get swollen throughout the day from so much walking. They have that extra few, centimeters in there so your feet can stretch out. However, I don't regret this purchase. I absolutely love it. I loved it so much that I splurged on these patent nude Valentino Rockstud Cage shoes. So now on these, you guys, I did go a half size up. So I went from an 8, I went to an 8.5, and let me tell you guys, it was so worth it. It was so worth it because I can wear these all day and my feet are not screaming bloody murder. It's like I can wear these with almost absolutely any outfit because it's nude, it's patent, they're flat, so I don't have to worry about getting tired throughout the entire day. And the fact that I went half a size up allows me to go that extra distance. So if you guys are considering purchasing these, either go a half a size up to a full size up. And I have worn these a few times. They're not as beat up as my black ones because these are fairly part of my shoe collection, but I adore these. I mean, I absolutely love them. I wear these with jeans, with dresses, with skirts. They are by far one of the best investments, in my opinion, that I have purchased. Valentino cage stud ballerina shoes, and this is what they look like, the side profile, the back profile. Now, these are the shoes that I had an issue with, that I should have sized to a 38.5 because my shoe was completely snug and I was hurting so bad along these edges here because I didn't have that extra room for my toes to go. So if you're considering purchasing these in a leather, if you're a 7.5, I would go to a 38.5. And if you're a true 8, I would go to a 39. The leather was so tight that it took this part here that bends took forever to break in. It literally, I want to say it took me about a year to break it in comfortably to where I'm able to bend my entire foot. And as far as the back, you see, because this is leather, since they have stretched already and molded to my foot and my toes, I do have that slight, I could push my feet forward and I can put my finger in there. So I do have that room. But before I did not have that. Now, I had to endure some pain for me to get it to be this way. So if I could repurchase these, I would go 38.5, even though they're leather, and just to be more comfortable. But the fact that they're stretched out and I've had them for so long, I'm just gonna keep them until I need to replace them. The Valentino Rockstud flats, and this is the side profile. This is the back on the side. On these shoes, I did go 38.5. I am so glad I did because my shoes are not, these shoes do not hurt whatsoever. When I first put them on, my first use was amazing. They did not hurt or anything. I was actually able to bend the leather a lot more comfortably than the black ones. I actually have extra room here in my toes. If I push my toes forward, I can put my entire finger in there, which is wonderful because I have that extra room. And considering the fact that these are caged, my feet are not going to slip out of them. I am obsessed with the Valentino brand. He makes absolutely beautiful shoes. They are very high-end. They're on the pricey side, but I feel like a good pair of shoe will last you a few years. Just like my black ones, they lasted me just about probably 4 years now, and they still look good. So that's why splurging on a high luxury item might be the way to go because it will last longer, in my opinion. So I absolutely love high-end shoes. I wanted to make this video about the sizing so you guys don't make the same mistake as I did when I first purchased the first pair of Valentino shoes. It's a little bit easier for you guys to make a decision and purchase your own pair of Valentino shoes. I also recommend you going to the store and trying them on. That always helps. Once you get your sizing in Valentino, at least in that style, then you're good. However, any other style, I always recommend you going into the store and trying it out because it could be shaped different, the material's different. So you really don't want to make the mistake by buying a shoe that is too small for your foot, and then you're going to be regretting it later. So other than that, you guys, if you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye.